Alright, chapter 22, section 2, bulk petroleum control containers. Bulk petroleum products include the petroleum products transported over the pipeline, tanker cars, tanker vehicle, the other petrol bulk containers. Containers discussed in this section use the show deliver bulk petroleum products quantities over 500 gallons for maintenance procedure C, chapter 13, 3,000 gallon collapsible fiber tank. 3,000 gallon collapsible fiber tank made of single ply with a elastometric coat of nylon, 4 carrying handle, filter, discharge assembly, vent belting, fitting assembly. Tank is used with a hose with a gate valve with assembly, the emergency repair item filled with a tank with a 12 foot, 6 inches square and height, 4 foot high. 3 filter discharge assembly, filter charge discharge assembly shown in figure 2216, 2217, located with the top of the tank, consistent with the unaccessible door fitting the 4-inch suction sub. Overall closure plate of 4-inch flange adapter coupled with a 4-inch elbow fitting the 4-inch dust cap. Vent fitting assembly. The vent fitting assembly shown in figure 2217, page 2218, located near the center of the top of the tank near the filter discharge assembly. Because the vent flange attachment of the and a 2-inch quick disconnecting male coupling half connected with the 2-inch quick disconnecting female coupling half. Also consider the 2-inch dust cap with the 2-inch vent pipe with the flame arrestor pressure relief cap with gasket pressure relief cap with the vent assembly open automatically with the vapor pressure included with the tank reaches 10 psi. Hose and vent valve assembly. 3,000 gallon collapsible tank comes with a hose and valve assembly to help drain for the product. Because the tank is issued a separate item not as part of the system, the assembly consists of a 4 to 3 inch reducer, 3 inch wire reinforced hose assembly 4 foot long, 3 inch gate valve with a 4 inch female end of the reducer connect with the 4 inch elbow fitting with the filter discharge assembly of the tank, 3 inch male end of the reducer connect with the 3 inch hose assembly with which in turn with a coupled with a 3 inch gate tank valve. Use the 3,000 gallon collapsible tank is used with a temporary store with liquid fuel with larger collapsible tanks are not practicable. With a hose valve with assembly attached with the tank car, receives dispensed bulk petroleum fuel with the tank is generally in small bulk petroleum operations. The 10,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank. The 10,000 gallon collapsible fabric tanks looks like a 3,000 gallon collapsible tank. It consists either of 1 or 2 filter discharge assembly, vent fitting assembly with a drain fitting assembly with the various hose and valves. Description: the 10,000 gallon tank is used to make single ply with a elastometric coated with nylon with a 6 carrying handle with the tank of the house so has the emergency repair item filled with a tank with about 20 to 2 inches square, 4 feet high. Filter discharge assembly. Filter discharge assembly shown in figure 2216, page 2217, around the top of the tank with assembly with the 3,000 gallon collapsible tank. The vent fitting assembly. The vent fitting assembly shown in figure 2217, page 2218, located on the top of the tank with just like with the 3,000 gallon collapsible tank. Pressure relief cap of the vent assembly of the 10,000 gallon collapsible tank opens automatic with the vapor pressure inside of the tank reaches 10 psi. Drain fitting assembly. The drain fitting assembly you the remove the wire located at the bottom of the tank with the vent flange attachment with the drain fitting of the plug and chain with the assembly has an 8-foot length of a 3/4 inch non-wire reinforced hose assembly with the male fittings on both ends with a 1/2 inch rising stem on the gate valve. These items are attached with the drain fitting assembly with the help of drain the water from the tank. The 10,000 gallon collapsible storage tank is used for the storage products with usually part with the FSSP, but is issued with a single item additional bulk storage. 20,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank. The 20,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank primarily used in the fuel supply system point is description used is covered below. The 2,000 gallon collapsible tank is shown figure 2218, page 2219, made with elastometric coated nylon. Also carries 12 carrying handle, the 2 discharge assembly with accessing door, doors, venting assembly and a drain fitting assembly with a filled tank is about 28 feet long, 24 foot wide, 5 feet high. Filter discharge assembly, 2-inch filter and filter discharge assembly identical to the 3,000 and 10,000 gallon collapsible tanks are located on the top of the tank 6 foot for each end of the floor from the center line of the assembly with the cutter corner each of their vent fitting assembly with identical to the 3,000 10,000 gallon collapsible tank located on the top of the center of the tank of the pressure relief valve with the cap assembly that opens automatically with the vapor pressure inside of the tank reaches 10 psi. Drain fitting assembly. Drain fitting assembly located at the bottom of the tank used to remove the water to assembly identical with the 3,000 10,000 collapsible tank. 20,000 gallon collapsible tank used for the storage bulk petroleum products primarily used in the fuel supply system point. Also issued in single item for the additional bulk storage. 50,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank. The 55,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank is used to store liquid fuel with larger bulk petroleum operations. It has several uses. The 50,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank is made with a single ply elastometric coat of nylon. It has 18 carrying handles, 2 filter discharge assembly with the access door, the vent fitting assembly with the drain fitting assembly with the tank. Also has a hose, valve assembly, emergency repair items. Will be filled when filled with a tank of the 65 foot long, 20 feet wide, and 6 feet high filter discharge assembly. Two filter discharge assemblies are shown in figure 22.6 and on page 22.17 and are located at the top of the tank. One located at each end of the tank can receive the discharge fuel from the bottom of the ends. The vent fitting assembly shown in figure 22.7 on page 22.18 central position. Top of the tank is the same with the 3,000 gallon collapse of the tank of the pressure relief cap of the vent assembly. Automatically, the vapor pressure inside of the tank reaches 10 psi. Hose valve and assembly. Because of the 50,000 gallon collapsible tank is due to the single item of the equipment of that as part of the system, and its home and valve assembly is to help the transfer of product. The assembly consists of the 4-inch wire reinforced hose. The assembly is 10 feet long with a 4-inch gate valve. The female end of the 4-inch hose of the assembly connected with the 4-inch elbow fitting with the filter discharge assembly of the tank. The male end of the hose has coupled the 4-inch gate valve. Use the 50,000 gallon collapsible tank either to store liquids in the large bulk petroleum operations within the hose and valve of the assembly attached with the tank. Receive the dispensing fuel of the temporary breech head. Intermediate points of the along with the trunk hose line pipeline system tank must be either the fuel storage supply with the insulation air filled until the permanent facilities can be built. The tanks are also even the tactical class 3 supply points to the issue bulk petroleum tanker trucks and tank semi-trailers. As part of the class 3 supply point, but the tanks provide maximum flexibility in handling various fuels like MoGas and JP8. Your 210,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank. 210,000 gallon collapsible fabric tank is called the BFTA, or bulk petroleum product description. Your BFTA is made with a single ply of elastometric cove in the nylon tank. Is vented sub with a 2 fuel filter discharge, assembled with 2 drain, assembled and filled with a tank with a 69 feet long, 69 feet wide, 6'5", 9 inches high. Filter discharge assembled with 2 6-inch filter discharge assemblies located on the top of the tank with an assembly located at the end of each of the tank of the receiver that dispense with the both ends. Vent fitting assembly is identical over the other collapsible tanks, and one located at the center of the top of the tank of the relief valve open and internal tank vapor pressure reaches 10 psi. Drifting fitting assembly use 2-inch drain fitting assembly located at the bottom of the tank, one end each of the assembly with the drain water for the tank. 210,000 gallon collapsible tank, either stored liquid large bulk petroleum operation tanks, either the primary with a tactical petroleum terminal, are issued separate items of the equipment. Emergency repair items. Emergency repair items are issued either with each collapsible tank. See chapter 12 for the description of the emergency repair items. Alright, show with the 4-inch 90-degree elbow with a 4-inch flap, the adapter gasket, 4-inch dust cap, oval closure plate, O-ring gasket, 4-inch suction stubs, access door fitting, pressure relief cap, flame arrestor, 2-inch vent pipe, flame threaded female quick coupling disconnect, flange male coupling his quick disconnect, 2-inch dust cap, vent flag attachment. Then it shows a picture of a 220,000 gallon collapsible tank. Chapter 23, fuel system supply point. Testing.